Hallo. Ich glaube, wir sind live. Sind wir live?
English.
Oh, of course we are talking in English now because it's an English stream. I just saw so many German comments in the chat. So, hello to everyone. Like you already see our names here. Today we're here to present our newest update. It's about the new specialists for all classes. We will show you basically the new class, the specialist. We will show you there will be a new rate. Spoiler alert. There will be a new quest line.
With new time-space stones as well.
Exactly.
So we'll show some of that.
So, but first we want to introduce ourselves. I will start. So I'm, as you can see here, my name is Jofiel. I'm known as basically the QA for Nostil, but that changed this year. I'm working now as game designer for Nostil. And who are you?
Well, I'm Season. I'm also working in game design now. I'm basically the guy who's nerfing your favorite specialist cards, I guess. Yeah, so I guess we can jump right into the game.
Yeah,
so
let's start.
Once this update hits the live service, you will be able to go to your favorite village chief and accept a new quest line here regarding the ancient heroes.
Important there is to say that you don't have to fulfill other quests before that. You can simply just go there whenever you are able to enter Act 7.
Mm-hmm.
You can accept this quest and don't have to do the normal main quest or other things.
So
before.
even though like the storyline of this new specialist card is playing, like story-wise is playing after the events of Act 7.2, you can already accept this quest before you completed that part of the quest, just so everyone everyone who's able to access Act 7 at all will be able to accept this quest, so that nobody feels locked out.
What is the story about? What are we playing there?
Of course, I just skipped through the story for a bit. In the story, you will find out about the ancient heroes. In the story of Act 7, it's already teased that there were like some ancient heroes who helped the village in the past, and in this part of the story, it's explained further in detail. You will get to know like who they were and what they were doing in the past, and this whole story is basically about because Paimon has been around in the past as well, and has been sealed there in the past, and you find out how they sealed him, so you are able to fight him in the present, because he's about to reawaken.
So that's already one spoiler also for what we will show later in the stream, basically. As we said, there will be a new raid also. So in collaboration with Antwell, like Daniel and me, like yeah, I'm Tommy, that's Daniel. So Daniel and me basically sent a suggestion for raid and quest line and also time spaces to Antwell. And together with them, we basically built the raid. We tried to have the effort not so much and also fitting to the story. There is basically Paimon again, but there are some changes to him also. So the raid mechanics are different. There will be pre-room maps for the raid with levels and monsters to kill and so on. And yeah.
Yeah, so of course we are aware of it. Some of the textures that we have in the game are being reused. But yeah, this was just our way of like having a collaboration with Antwell and
Hello.
and yeah, sorry. And yeah, we basically collaborate with them, assisted them with building the storyline, like the basic idea of it, and
yeah. Just maybe you can show already first specialist card. I mean, your swordsman there.
Sure, I can just start with the swordsman, then maybe later on we can also show the raid for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the quest line we will not show so much there. As we said, storyline, there is a story about it. You will find out while playing it. But we will show you time spaces, raids, and of course also the specialist in fighting and appearance.
So as you can see, this is the swordsman.
With beautiful wings.
Yeah, you can find them in the North Wheel. Right, and the basic idea behind this waterfall, what's it called now? Waterfall berserker, I think.
Press P and look at it.
Yeah, waterfall berserker. That's what we called it now. The basic idea behind it is that this specialist is reducing some of his own HP to increase his damage in battle. So we know that most of you may be thinking now, oh no, but I don't want to accidentally kill myself while fighting enemies. They are already so tough and so on. What you have to keep in mind is when you attack enemies, then you lose a portion of your current health. So it's not based on max health, it's based on current health. So if you are already like struggling in a fight and are already at low HP, then you will barely lose any HP at all. So this is already considered.
And what is this blue bar there on your icon on the top left?
Right, if you see here, this is your rage bar, and as it fills up, you gain additional damage. So like right now you lose around 3% of your current HP per attack, but you also gain 5% attack damage. And if you hit the maximum stage, let me increase it real quick. Then you get this buff, and this increases your melee attacks and your movement speed and gives you lifesteal based on your missing HP. So after you lose some of your health while fighting, you're then able to restore most of it already just by utilizing these 10 seconds. And you might be thinking, well, but it's kind of difficult to always have to build up this entire rage bar again, right? We also considered that, and what you can do is if you are at maximum rage, there's two skills that you can use. This one, Whirlpool, and Raging Waterfall.
Maybe you can show them with right click somewhere.
Oh, that's the wrong one. And what they do is they reduce your frenzy by a certain amount. So in this case, it reduces your frenzy by 50%, so you get back to this state, the medium state. And it also deals like additional damage. So what you can do is attack enemies, get your rage bar full, then use most of it to heal yourself back up. And wait a second. Okay, now I'm in rage.
I can see that. You can also see around the character there is some also animation for it, which you can see with the blue.
Yeah, and then you can basically cancel your rage so it doesn't go back all the way to 0. So it also requires a bit of you need to pay a bit of attention, of course, so that you don't accidentally run out of rage, because then you need some time to fill it back up. But just in case that you still drop it like very low HP and you feel like, oh no, I need to heal myself, you have this skill, Rune Power of Water, and this heals 20% of your missing HP. So if you're like in a very dangerous situation where you think, oh, I might die here, then you can use this skill to give yourself a large healing boost.
So the less HP you have, the better it is, basically. So
yeah,
you
right.
Last moment. Also,
there's this skill. It has a 10-second cooldown and lasts for 2 seconds. It makes you, well, invincible for 2 seconds. So if you like expect to have like a very difficult boss fight, for example, you can tank through one-shot mechanics from. At least pretty sure. I haven't tested it out, but I'm pretty sure that you should be able to avoid one-shot mechanics using this. So this gives you like a lot of survivability tools if you use it in the right ways. It also, this is more so related to PvP, but it can also be useful for PvE. It also removes like 1 debuff each time you're getting hit while you have this buff. So if you have like a strong debuff on yourself, then you can use this and it will cleanse you of some of your debuffs that you have. Okay. Yeah, that's the basic mechanic. It also, I mean, it has like a few AoE skills, as you already saw. Like the Whirlpool is an AoE skill. Let's see, this is also a large AoE skill. It's like your final ability. I can show it real quick. Doing big damage, okay. At least if you're at max rage. Yeah, I won't die. As well as, let me check, this one is an AoE skill. This one is an AoE skill. And yeah, I think that's all skill here. No, I didn't forget anything. I mean, this skill has like a follow-up skills, which is also AoE, so I guess that counts as well. Yeah, so overall it should be decent at leveling, and of course also in PvP, simply because you can always sustain yourself if you play it right.
Yeah, just saw the question in the chat, when will swordsman get a specialist which is actually usable in PvP? There you go.
Like, this should be definitely decent among the best specialists. We will also show some PvP later on, so you can like get an impression of how the specialists like play against each other and how they maybe even counter each other. And yeah, that's all for the swordsman for now. So I guess we could go and show the new raid right now, right?
Maybe to have a going over to the raid, like you have upgraded your specialist, like maybe you can show also how you do this basically in the new.
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe not showing, but maybe you can tell you. So as you might know, for the beginning specialist, you have all the green souls, red souls, blue souls, and so on, which you need. Later, for Sp5 and 6, it was added that you have to use the dragon skin, dragon blood, and so on. For the new specialist, we added new upgrade materials, which you will mostly drop in Act 7, completely in Act 7 part 1 and 2. I mean, that's the same. Which you drop there from all the monsters, and you will also get it out of the new raid. At the end, when the boss dies, it will drop some of the materials.
Yeah, you can also generally farm in Act 7, and what you need to keep in mind is these new upgrade materials, they will drop, I'd say fairly often, but they will not be protected by upgrading scrolls.
Exactly. We changed this time because with the dragon skin and blood and so on, I mean, you just had to farm some of them and then you kept them for the whole upgrade process basically, because they were never reduced unless you had a upgrade in the end. But for the new upgrade materials, you will have to farm new ones. Then they're away. They're gone.
Yeah. The idea behind this is so you can you have like a constant encouragement to do the new raids, just to keep them attractive, to keep them viable for a longer period of time. And we will monitor the situation, of course. If you guys don't like this at all and you hate it, then we may reconsider this. But for now, we would like to try this out and just see how, like, if this is a viable option to give like a long-term encouragement to do the raid.
And as we also said, they're dropping quite fair in Act 7 also, like everywhere where you're leveling in Act 7, you will drop those items basically. And out of the raid, you will also get them not out of the raid box, because at some point they will be not so valuable anymore, so you don't know what to do with them maybe. So we drop them out of the raid boss later, so they will be just added to the normal gold drops and everything else, not out of the chest. Someone is asking to zoom in, maybe you can show it a bit.
Oh yeah, sure. I think I zoomed in at the start, but here we go again.
Beautiful.
I saw somebody asking about the perfection stones. These specialists will use new perfection stones that you can also gather from the new raid. Also, I saw some miscommunications or like some rumors earlier. The new specialists can only be obtained from the new quest line that you start at the chief, the village chief, and the new raid will only contain quite a few upgrade materials. Also other materials that are currently very rare. And like you will see the raid is like different from what we usually have in our raids. So we also wanted to make it feel very rewarding. Okay, so
let's show the raid.
Okay. So sorry, my inventory is a bit of a mess. I'll admit that.
We all know that problem.
Yeah, here it is, the Revenant Paimon. So, where can you start the new raid?
That's a good question.
The new raid can be started outside of the village by going to this bottom portal.
To our favorite monsters, the nosmall.
Yeah. Here's where you meet the nosmall. Hello.
Mhm.
Say hi.
Hi.
And right in the middle here, maybe you've noticed in the past that here's like a
There's
little,
something, it feels like something was missing there in the past. So.
like here's the plateau and nothing's really on there. So maybe you were already wondering in the past, like, maybe like was there supposed to be something? Well, yes. Now we have like our raid portal right here.
On this map you can also use team stones again, of course.
Mm.
And we also emptied the plateau there so that you can just stay there with your members first and prepare for the raid. Because important for this raid, as Daniel said already, is it will be different from existing raids. So when you go in there, the fight will directly start. It's not with a map in the beginning where you can prepare and so on. If you go in there, it's directly starting.
So if you go right in there, I'll even activate my cheat so I don't die immediately. But you will see that there's already, at the start, plenty of monsters here attacking you. And as we mentioned, this is like a raid which is consisting of 3 different maps.
Mm-hmm.
So no more pull a lever and go to the boss room, but actually like
More
have to
levers.
traverse.
More levers and more monsters.
more levers, more monsters. And okay, actually
Just kill them.
oh, he's actually really tanky. He needs GM cheats. Okay, right. So as you might see already, we need to operate 6 levers. It's not like
Some of them are right, some of them are wrong.
right. So
We
it's
will
not like
not-
you have to pull
yeah.
all 5 and then you're done. But there's also like some wrong levers. Maybe let me get rid
not
of the
die.
monsters. Okay. But it just waste all of my AoE skills real quick. And get stunned to death. Okay. Okay, then just taking this lever and wait.
That was wrong, wasn't it? It was wrong. It was doing something. We will not
Yes.
spoiler what it does.
Yeah, but it does. It definitely does something. It's not broken. Don't worry. Okay, so this one teleported me, but it was also a right lever. Spoiler. Yeah. So maybe in like the ideal raid scenario, there might even be the case where like one person is pulling the levers in the right order, and the rest of the team is proceeding to the boss fight.
Actually, also one lever at least is also like saving you some time. Like you don't have to kill some monsters on the way then because it's teleporting you to the right position.
But we won't tell you which one it is.
If you do it too early, it's also you running to the monsters again. If you do it too late, that will probably be fine because you avoid the monsters. But yeah, as you can see, we have reused basically the Spirit Forest map there for this raid. Because, I mean, it's just a beautiful map and it has actually also some nice ways to go there. So it's like not a labyrinth, but...
Yeah, but it's close to a labyrinth. I mean, like, the path is still twisted and it's not obvious where you have to go at the given time.
Yeah, on the first map, you have to kill the 3 bosses of the other Act 7 raids, basically, except for Paimon and Belial.
Because they would be too strong.
Maybe the next one, let's see.
Okay, the second map, it might also be familiar.
I saw that before, yes.
Yeah, this is the Spirit Forest
I think that's
thing,
Yeah.
like the next one.
waterfall or something.
Yeah, the map
I think
with
the
big
players
waterfall,
knows
yeah.
for sure.
You'll know this map, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So there's also some levels.
Also, actually, on the previous map with the 3 bosses, when you kill them, those are the same as in the time spaces. So if you kill them, they're also dropping the raid seals with a certain chance of the other raids.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously I don't want to spoil everything here.
Yeah, it's the same there. You have some levers, some monsters to do.
Yeah. So, should we show the final boss?
Yes,
Sure.
let's do it.
I mean,
That's what everyone is waiting for.
okay, so
So what you can see there is basically Paimon again.
And he's accompanied by the 4 specialist cards and the shadow wolf.
What you might see here is Paimon is a water element this time, because we were listening to the players that you wanted also a raid with other elements than always shadow or light. So we tried this time with a water element. Let's see.
Of course, it might be very difficult now. I mean, you guys asked for it, so... So yeah, as you can also see, Paimon also has like certain buffs attached to him. And these buffs, should we spoil the mechanic?
We can, I think. I mean, those buffs are basically related to the shadows of the specialists which are spawning there, so if you kill them, something else happens. As you can see, they transform into the normal form. They fight then for you, as you might know from the Frozen Crone raid, the light element raid. They also have the horses which are fighting for you until they are killed. And here it's the same, basically.
Yes, it's a similar idea.
Yeah.
You have to like kill the shadow forms, and then they transform to their true form and give you they help you in battle. And
they remove the buffs from Paimon and give you some buffs, basically.
Yeah, and they also use like some of the specialist skill, so they're not like completely useless. And yeah. Of course, I don't want to spoil like the entire raid, but let me just kill him really quick. I mean,
easy. Yeah, raid box contents basically this.
Whoops.
This raid box, or this raid was basically meant to have the new perfection stones in there. You also have old perfection stones in there. We added those as well. You have some equipment from Act 7 in there, which you have also in the normal raids. Can you see the upgrade element, upgrade materials?
Here's one.
Yeah, there's one for example. There, as we said, in the end of when you kill the boss, there are some upgrade materials which are dropping, and you can then decide who's basically picking them up or who's the fastest. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, there's also one. Oops.
There's also
Yeah,
there are some. I think 5 in total. We could. Yeah.
And the raid box here has its own name. It's not like raid box, the usual raid box.
I also love the icon actually.
It's really pretty. Okay.
Just open it here. Let's see.
Sure. And we got
there. It is. Wow, we are good.
This is the new perfection stone, by the way.
Spoiler.
Yeah. I mean, we already talked about it. Just generally, new perfection stones works for all 4 specialist cards, even though they have different elements. Yeah, it's just for this specialist generation.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. What else do we have?
We have other specialists. We can also actually, I mean, you can show them maybe, or not show. We can tell about. It's not just random that you get those perfection stones. You can also actually do a daily mission, where you have to do the raid 3 times in total, and after that you get for sure one of the new perfection stones, and you get 1 chest for the old perfection stones also there.
Oh yeah, let's go to our favorite.
Yeah, Latios. We added it there because it just makes sense. You have the raid quest there anyway, and this is directly in front of the raid, so...
Should... wait. Just to make sure it's this one, right?
Should be this one.
Let's see.
Return of the Evil sounds like...
Yeah, he's talking about Paimon.
He's back.
Right, yeah. So, as you can see, the reward for this daily quest is 1 guaranteed perfection stone, and this is random, so it's like a 50% chance for each. So you have like a guaranteed new perfection stone, and a chance for either one of the old perfection stones.
What also is important to say here is we limited the raid for now. Let's see how we will handle it in the future, but yeah, we limited the raid to 7 tries per day, basically. So after doing the raid 7 times per day, you're not allowed to do it more often. You have to wait until the next day. Yeah.
This is basically because the raid rewards are very good.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't want people to like get their perfection stones like maxed out in the first 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This just basically allows us to give out better rewards by limiting it on a daily basis. Okay. Right, what do we have next?
We have more specialists.
More specialists.
They wanted to see martial artists.
Martial artists, okay. Let's show the martial artists next.
You're in combat.
No longer, okay. Oh yeah, also new login screen, new background, everything. Hope you like it. So
I just
you're-
see our moderators in the chat. Maybe our stream helpers there can just display this code somewhere there, which you can just put into the nosmall. We made a thematic to the update, basically.
Oh yeah, by the way, what about the new code?
Yeah, that's what I want to show
yeah.
there. There it is. It's called Not Another Timer.
Yeah. I'm sure you've all been waiting for this.
You can use it right now in nosmall. Just go in there as usual on the top right, and then you can just click there through enter code.
I won't click on this because
No, it's not working here.
I mean, even if it would be working, then it would show stuff that you don't want to want to show here. Okay. Right. So this is the flame druid. I think it's even called like that. Yeah, flame druid. Wow, I got that right.
Also with beautiful wings again. You like them, as I see.
Right. So as you may have already heard, this specialist has 3 different forms. He has his normal stance, where he has like a few buffs that he can utilize. I mean, I can also show like some of them. Some of them are pretty decent, some of them are alright.
This is behind you, but you have to go a bit higher with those.
Sorry.
I made this mistake in my first stream as well.
Okay, here. Now you can see it. Right, and you can also... Oh yeah, this is also like an attack skill, which has like a very decent range of 10 cells. And it has a 100% chance to root the enemy, and also cause some damage to them. And then he can swap into his bear or his leopard form.
I just see that people are spamming the chat now with this go. We're not having a raffle. You don't have to put the code in there. You just have to use it in nosmall, and then you get something.
Yeah, please, guys. Okay. Well, then there's the flame leopard form. We go into this. I mean, most people like to describe it as it's basically a mount but faster.
And more beautiful.
Definitely.
It has some fire behind it.
Yeah, it has like a little fire trail.
It's probably eating Mexican food or something.
Yeah. So, as you probably know, like most mounts have speeds between 20 and 22.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. This mount has a speed of 24. So, the idea behind this is that, for example, let's say that you're in Act 4 and like an enemy is trying to run away from you while you chase them. You can just, transform into this form and chase after them, then transform out of it and just kill them in the bear form, for example. Or you can transform back to this form, root them, this skill, and then transform into the bear, where you will deal your main damage.
I love the wings on this bear. They're looking so beautiful.
He's so huge also, like, just look at him.
He looks like a princess with those wings.
Yeah. Beautiful. Really. Okay, so what can the bear do? As you might see, he has quite a few skills.
There's something's happening there.
So he has, I think, around 21 different attack skills or something like that. No, well, not attack skills, but like different skills, different buffs, and so on. So these skills are all buff skills. I put them like on the top row here because I can.
Your nos made this thing.
Yeah, it died.
You didn't take care of it.
But yeah, the reason why this specialist has so many buffs, like it's not like on accident, because like his final attack, spoilers, is actually. Oh wait, is this one? All right, yeah, we did some changes to that, but it used to scale like with the amount of buffs that you had on yourself. Now it actually scales with the amount of buffs that the enemy has. So, I mean that's also fine. So this is also like a new effect that we didn't have in the game until now. So this is like a bleeding, and like if you're playing against an enemy who has like a lot of buffs, then this will significantly deal like a lot of damage. So
also good for PvP mostly.
Yeah, also good for PvP. I mean, if he has like 8 different buffs, which can be actually easily achievable with like pet buffs, partner buffs, specialist buff, like your wings also
Yeah,
give a
sure.
buff. So
You have 3 already by doing nothing, so.
yeah, and this is like a damage over time effect. So every 2 seconds you get this amount of damage dealt, and that can be very powerful. Yeah. Also, he has like several charge skills like this, where you just charge up to an enemy. Oh, that was actually without God mode, so I dealt quite a bit of damage there. Also this one, Fireball, is like similar. Also rolls towards the enemy. Has like a decent chance for like a short stun. This one also has a decent chance for stun. So as you can already see, like this specialist is decent at keeping enemies locked down. So especially in PvP, you will see that he has quite a few abilities to get himself out of danger.
And as you maybe already can guess, it's a fire specialist.
Yeah, if you didn't know that.
The Waterfall X-Men was a water specialist.
I mean, I know we had like some people who, when the name was revealed, still thought that the Waterfall X-Men was not a water element specialist, but we have to disappoint you, it is indeed a water specialist. So yeah, most of these skills I don't even have on my skill bar right now, sorry about that. But yeah, he has like a provocation skill, which bear taunt. It basically decreases the damage that enemies deals to you, and generally increases the damage that you yourself receive.
Show them.
Oh yeah.
Use them.
Sorry. This is the taunt skill.
So it's a big otter, basically.
You also have like bucking blow, which knocks away enemies. Wait, it should knock them away a bit further.
It did a bit.
Yeah, a bit.
4 fields. Yeah.
4 fields, yeah. And it also stuns. This one, Absorbing Flames, is really interesting. This is the one, like, this is similar to the ability of the Waterfall X-Men. It makes him immune to damage for 2 seconds. And if an enemy attacks into you, then there's a 50% chance that they get a strong debuff, which reduces their fire resistance by quite a lot.
So it's like the ice shield from the ice mage.
Yeah, it's similar to the ice shield, but instead of 1 damage, you receive 0 damage. So yeah.
And it's fire.
Yeah, and it's
Again,
fire.
It's fire, people. It's not a water bear.
Yeah, I mean, other skills. You can see that he has like quite a few skills which reduce like the resistance of enemies. This one causes shock. This is similar to like from the warrior, like Swordsman Specialist 1. It also has like this little AoE shock effect. Okay, also I'm dying because I don't pay attention. This is another buff that grants him like immunity to debuffs and also cleanses all debuffs that he currently has, up to level 4. You will see this come into play later when we do like some PvP, that this effect is actually very strong. Yeah, and he also has like a little combo based on his Fire NATO. Yeah, you can see like he gets like an additional stomp and then whoosh, this one.
I want the sound effect in the game, please. We have to send that to Envo.
Yeah. So, yeah. Obviously he's like... I'm just noticing his basic attack seem to proc only to wings. That shouldn't happen. Oh well. You can see this fixed in the near future, I guess. Yeah. That's about it for this specialist card. Like, TLDR, a lot of stuns, a lot of debuffs, can cleanse his own debuffs, and he likes to roll at enemies, like 2 skills that do that, so... and... whoop. I think that's so funny, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And I think that's the biggest specialist we ever had in the game.
Yeah, definitely, like it's so tall.
Let's see what will come next.
Next we have like a little whale.
I would love that for the mage.
I mean, he already has his whale with like
Yeah.
the Tide Lord. Okay, so
Maybe you can also show some time space already.
sure, yeah, we can actually wait.
Because as we said, we added like time spaces to the new quests. So as we said, to sum it up again, we have the new specialists, To obtain them, you have to do a quest, which is in Act 7, so you need Awakening level 10 for it. This quest can be done without any precondition, so you don't have to do the whole main quest or something. And the raid is also not basically needed for it. The raid is basically needed for the perfection stones and some other nice items for Nostal, but not for the specialists in the end. And in the quest line, you have 3 time spaces in total. This is the first one.
Also, I just noticed the story it gets very confusing when you yourself are a specialist right now, but... Okay.
I was also confused while testing the update or while checking the update. I was also transformed into a new specialist and was wondering why the new specialist is talking like that, but then I noticed it was me.
Yeah. Okay, so...
If Act 7 monsters, there are levers again. You will have some time rooms, everything.
We just get rid of these monsters.
There will be more.
Yeah, I should have brought pets with me. It would have been a lot easier.
Yeah, in some of the time spaces, you don't have to kill all the monsters. You can also just avoid them and pull the lever to go through, like here, for example. And some other rooms, like here, you have to kill all enemies.
I'll just cheat my way out of here.
Yep. You should copy that because you need it more often.
You think so? Okay. Sorry. Oops. Maybe I should press open the door now. Oh. Well, you see, like, these new specialists have been cursed, so that's why they're attacking us. They're not bad people. Please don't judge them.
Depends what the players are making out of them, so you play them later, so you will be the bad in PvP.
I shouldn't die on you. Yeah.
Don't do the same mistake as I did. They will call you noob and so on. I'm still sad because of that.
I need to make sure to... I should probably put them to my skill bar at some point.
Someone is asking if the time space will be doable without awakening equipment. So,
yeah, it should be doable, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, we tried it out with some... Well, I mean, you should go in there prepared, you know, like...
But also important, you have to go there alone. You cannot go with friends in there.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, you can, for example, put in like a tarot card or use fairy boosters and so on.
Take your pets, not like you.
Yeah, take your pets with you, please. This is a huge mistake, because I'm getting stunned all the time from these mages. But yeah, once you're able to clear these, please let me go. I just want to go home. Also very interesting, the mages are actually giving them buffs. Forgot about that. Okay, what to do now? They like woke up from that because they noticed, oh yeah, like we're not actually bad guys.
Because you're rolling at them, they were waking up at some point. I was like, what is this bear doing with us?
So now they will follow us through the remainder of the time space, and as you see here, like here's a fork in the path, and there's 2 ways that you can go. The voodoo priest is directing us to the right way because she knows the area and knows that if we take the right path, then we will avoid most of the enemies. And the berserker knows, like, hey, if we take the left path, it's like actually a shortcut, and we get to the enemy base faster.
I know those friends. Like I know a shortcut, and then in the end you will need 5 hours more or something.
Yeah. So they're like getting into an argument, and they ask you to choose which path you want to take. So if you pull this lever, then this door opens. If you pull this lever, then that door opens.
But we don't want to spoil us.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil which path is the better option or the worse option, so you will just have to find that out by yourself. Okay, let's leave.
How mean we are.
Yeah. Right, so I guess we can continue with the next specialists.
Yeah, I think so.
So what's chat saying? Which should we show next?
What do you want to see next year? That's a good question. I mean, merge Germany S1 and S2. That's not a class. They want to see mage.
Mage? Oh, archer.
I see more mage. I think.
Yeah, mage it is then.
We both love mage, so
yeah, sorry.
That's all we see.
Okay, don't mind this ugly costume. Sorry. Okay.
Before he said he looks uglier without the head, but I don't agree there.
Okay. So this is the voodoo priest. He also has like a new idea behind his kit. I mean, again, you have like your usual mana shield here, and spoilers, it is effect level 5. I mean, I know a few people will be upset, a few people will really like this. This is just something that we want to try out, just to see like how this impacts the game. As you already know, we are already doing like several balance changes on the side as well. This is just something that we are like trying out for now, just to see what the impact is, and if it works out well, then we may be keeping this and adjusting it also for other specialist cards. If it's super strong and oppressive and powerful, then we may remove it again. So just bear it with us. We're just trying something out here, okay?
Yeah, that's the thing. As you can see, we tried to like gather some feedback from you already of the previous balance updates and so on, and try to put something in there also already. But of course, the old specialists will also get updated soon.
Yeah.
We already have plans there.
Okay, so what is the voodooist all about? Well, he's all about debuffing and cursing the enemy. So
Mostly cursing here. We were confused in the beginning what he will all say in the game, but it's actually meant as.
yeah, it's not like he's shouting at the enemies and insulting them. He's
I would have loved that.
we could have also done that, sure. Like with the there's like certain debuffs that make you like actually swear in the game. So maybe we should have asked for that, sure.
But I think some players will do that anyway later in Arena. Don't do that. That's not nice.
Please don't do that. Yeah. So the voodooist, as you can already see, he has like. Let me actually show it here. He has a few AoE attacks. This one not so much. But we have this one, for example, on a 20-second cooldown, which has quite a large area of effect.
I love this one.
Yeah. It also heals you by almost 3000 HP. That's really decent. Again, on a relatively low cooldown, so if you're leveling, for example, this should help you sustain yourself a little bit. And he has different debuffs. The main idea behind this is lying on this one debuff. It's the Voodoo Priest Curse. It increases the damage of your damage over time effects by 15% for each debuff that you have on the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is stacking with itself. You can probably already imagine where this is going.
Yeah, especially because this specialist is really doing a lot of debuffs on the enemy and so on.
So, okay, wait, let me clean this up for a bit. You have this debuff that causes like a little... It's like not too much, but it also causes this as a follow-up effect, which will stay on you forever. It's one free debuff on the enemy. You have... Let me look it up. It's Soul... Okay, well, I can't show that. I need to show it on an enemy because it's actually summoning spiders, which deal AoE damage.
And 2 debuffs again.
Have the Spider Curse, which also like decreases your HP by the damage you deal to enemies. It also reduces your resistances by quite a bit. Then we have, this is probably, let's go with this one first. This one also deals additional damage for each debuff that you have. So if you have, I think it caps out at 6 debuffs. If you have 6 debuffs, then you receive 9000 damage on top. Then we have Soul Ripper, which is my favorite buff in this entire, favorite skill in this entire game. This translation, unfortunately, is still missing. We will add it at a later point. What it does is increase your damage for each enemy that's hit. So, say if you attack 5 enemies here, then it will store some of the damage dealt to them and apply to your next attack. So if I attack it now, then that damage bonus is applied to them, and it deals, I think, 3000 damage per enemy hit. So if you hit... it caps out at 30,000 bonus damage, so you don't go like completely crazy on that. So yeah, if you hit like a lot of enemies, then it gives like a very decent bonus damage on top. Also, for all of you PvP fanatics out there, we know that you like to abuse this kind of stuff, so we made it, if you switch the map then wait, let me not die. If you switch the map, then you will lose this effect. So it's not like you can go to like, I don't know, to like the dancers or the peas and get your charges off of them, and then go to the arena and one-shot everything. So yeah, it's on a 20, like it's a buff that lasts for 20 seconds, and it disappears once you switch a map. So yeah, you obviously should use it like right after you get it, but you can't abuse it to one-shot anything you see. So yeah, just keep that in mind. It can actually also be very useful in PvP nonetheless, because the highest level armors also spawn enemies, and these enemies also count towards that. So if you have like 2 or 3 spawned monsters and you apply this buff, then you get like 9,000 damage for free, which is decent.
And there's also one of my favorite, which is the merman skill.
Oh yeah, we also have the merman skill, but we actually need to go into the arena. Well, we don't need to go, but it's like the most fun in the arena.
Yeah.
Because on monsters, it simply applies a debuff on them that they take 20% increased damage. As you can see, it's an AoE skill.
Almost. Maybe you can move it, yeah.
Oh wait, let's just go there. There we have our nice training dummy. And if we apply this to him, then he'll get transformed into a merman.
Yay.
This is, as you can see, it's a level 10 debuff, so you cannot evade this at the moment. I mean, we may reconsider this because it's strong. Let's be real. We made it so you cannot reduce the cooldown of the skill, so because it's that strong that if you can just spam it constantly, people would just screw others over in the arena, for example. So yeah.
Prism has some fans out there. See it in the chat.
Oh yeah, shit. We didn't want to show the archer yet. Okay, guys, please look away. Just look at me right now. Thank you. Yeah. So, but this debuff disappears after you get hit 3 times. So it's not like keeping you alive forever or like keeping him stunned forever. It has a limited duration, but it's very decent for example, you apply a certain debuff on the enemies, then you use this skill to transform them and just wait out the debuffs, so they get hit by that. Also, and that's my probably the strongest attack on the specialist is the voodoo doll. The voodoo doll deals like a low-ish amount of damage over time, like it's just every 4 seconds. But it also reduces your resistances, and once this effect is over, if you did not cleanse it with most of the new specialist cards, as you have seen, can remove some effects. If you do not remove this, then you will receive this debuff, which significantly reduces your HP, and this damage reduction, this HP reduction, sorry, also scales with your Voodoo Priest Curse. So if you have, say, 6 debuffs on yourself, or 7 debuffs for the maximum amount, and you get hit by this, then you get hit for 18,000, or close to 20,000 bleeding damage instantly.
And it's level 5 again.
Yeah, and this is level 5. This is just to make sure. I mean, you can avoid the initial hit. The Voodoo Doll is level 4. You can cleanse this. You can just generally avoid it by having decent amount of anti-effect or effect resistance. But once you get hit by this, you cannot avoid it. Except for, there are some armor shells that can give resistance to all effects.
Yeah, true.
But yeah. So what you want to do is definitely cleanse this before this runs out. And after that you also get stunned. So that's also nice. Yeah, so Mage definitely not a weak specialist card, and also decent in PvE because of AoE skills that we have. And this. And this. Okay. Yeah, so that's the Mage.
It's Shadow Element, by the way.
In case you couldn't tell. This is Shadow, by the way. Okay, then I guess we go over to the Archer, because you're all very impatient, I can see it.
Show again, they said. They want to see Mage again. No, just kidding.
Okay. Then, finally, well, the moment you've all been waiting for, the mage. As you've already seen in the arena because we got spoiled.
The archer, you mean?
The archer, sorry, my bad.
Also, one more thing just came into my mind. I mean, it's not related, but before I forget it, the quest row actually of the new specialist can be repeated. So it's not like you get it once and then you cannot do it forever again. It's like the old specialist quest, you can do it again.
Yeah.
You have to pay. You have to pay some gold there. Actually, spoiler alert already. We don't say how much, but you know that already from the older specialist quests.
Yeah, but the quest itself also gives like rewards aside from the new specialist. You also get like some amount of hero experience.
Exactly. Also normal experience for your normal level. So
and also some items. So yeah, look forward to that. So this is also with the pretty wings. The Sun Chaser, it's called. It is always accompanied by a wolf. This wolf has, I can just show the stats. Like the stats scale with your own weapon damage and with your defense damage and your weapon, like your upgrade levels. So you can see.
People are asking if it's the bow or the dagger.
It's a bow-based specialist. So don't you worry, you won't have to create yet another equipment set just for the specialist card. Yeah, as you can see, it has very decent damage reduction stats. So it is, I'd say it's pretty tanky. But it can't be healed with potions. So if you're fighting, like if you're leveling, you still kind of need your pets to take like a majority of the damage away. It does heal over time, so let me actually show it.
So yeah, again, that's not a pet. What Daniel has there is basically the wolf of the specialist, which always is there with you when you're...
Yeah.
And it also teleports to you if you're too far away.
Yeah, this is also... I think that's really convenient, just so it's always on your side. Because it tends to be a bit slow sometimes. Okay. So...
Also the basic attack deals damage from the bow.
It also deals a lot of damage, I'm just seeing. Like this is without any buffs or anything. So it's not terrible, to say the least. And as you can see, it also passively regenerates HP. So it's not super squishy, but of course if you have like 20 monsters, because you can pull more monsters than normal with the specialist, on you, then it will give in at some point. Like, yeah, you still need pets and partners, don't you worry.
And also the wolf has the same level as you, actually. So if you level up in combat or something, the wolf also levels up.
That's also very nice. So, as you can see here from my skill bar, except for this one.
Please do this one, it's beautiful.
Sure. Like some of these skills require you to have your solar wolf. If your solar wolf dies, then you can't use these skills. But you have this skill, Nature's Healing. It will revive your solar wolf. It's on an 80-second cooldown, which cannot be reduced through other means. Just to add some of the, add a bit to the penalty if you ever do lose him. Like you can revive him, sure, but you can't do it like over and over again.
And you have to use the skill. So if the wolf is dead and you don't want him anymore, don't use the skill, but you need him.
Yeah, you will need him. Like, this is an attack that, like this skill lets the wolf use this attack. Has like a small chance to cause bleeding to the enemy, which reduces, well, deals some damage and reduces his attack power. He also has this back kick, which has a very high chance to stun enemies, push them around. That's very annoying sometimes. You just get kicked by the wolf like that. Like some of the skills are like a combination of normal skills and wolf skills. For example, I think this one as well. Yeah, like this skill, Lighten It. You can cast it on an enemy, and after that you can use a follow-up skills with the wolf, where it casts like an AoE attack, and then you can even follow up with your own attack again. And as you can see, most of these attacks deal AoE damage. So it can be used for leveling as well. It's not ideal. This specialist, after all, tends to be more focused on PvP. It's not good in raids, because raid bosses deal percentage damage sometimes, and the wolf dies immediately. So, I mean, you already have other specialists which are very strong in raids, but this is not one of them. I'm just telling you that up front. Yeah.
Except for the grassland raid, maybe we just need some more.
Sure, yeah.
Fighting with you.
Completely percent-based raids, I guess he's okay, because you have like one additional member in your party fighting. But I don't think it's that much of a difference, really. Other skills that we have, I mean, we could maybe cripple like some monsters. Sure. You have like this solar eruption skill, which can be followed up with sunspot explosion. And the sunspot explosion causes like light resistance reduction, which is really strong. I like this effect.
And as you can see, the wolf is actually dealing a lot of damage also on the monster.
We also have this skill, the solar spear. It has a 14 cell range, much higher than the rest of the skills. And
there's an upgrade material. Isn't it awesome?
Oh yeah, an upgrade material. Nice.
As we said, you can drop the upgrade material just to repeat it again, because if someone just joined. The new specialist can be upgraded with new upgrade materials, which you drop everywhere in Act 7. And those won't be protected by the protection scroll, so while leveling you get them and you need them in the end also.
Right, also like the solar spear, the damage actually increases the further away you are from the enemy. You might already know like a similar effect from the falcon eye. This is pretty much the same but slightly weaker. Because it can get, like, if you are at max range, you get like a 28% damage bonus. That's already very strong. And it scales very well with certain buffs, so yeah. Wanted to be a bit cautious here to not overdo it.
Yeah.
Also like some of the debuffs. Here you can see them. If you apply this debuff and your solo wolf attacks, then it can cause like a debuff to the enemy. So you always want him at your side, basically. He's very strong, he assists you in many ways. And this also like increases your damage further. Did I show the final skill already?
Just do it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, wait, which one is the final skill? Oh yeah, this is the light dead, right?
Oh, this you did already.
I think I already showed that one, but yeah. The final skill here is also applying this blinding light, the 100% chance. And I think... Didn't we also have like a... Was it this one? Oh yeah, this one. This also encourages you to keep your solo wolf healthy. Because if you're... Like, this is an effect that you get yourself. Here, this one. If your solo wolf is healthy, then you deal 10% more damage with your attacks for 20 seconds. Right, and aside from that, you of course can also buff yourself. This skill lets you remove all like any bad effects that you have at the moment, and it further grants you bonus HP to yourself and to your wolf. So I think you already know this effect from some event snacks, for example. What is this?
Turquoise.
What's it in English?
I think turquoise.
Turquoise? I don't
Something like that.
It sounds
Discolored.
This color, okay, yeah. Yeah, but you get like an additional HP bar for that. And also your wolf. So that's why he's glowing as well, as you can see. And yeah, it also grants you some damage reduction. Something isn't included here because this buff is also supposed to increase your crit chance. This is currently bugged and not shown in the game, but we'll get this hopefully fixed in a future update. So yeah.
Yeah, that's also important to say. I mean, we try to balance also with help of testers and so on the specialist card as good as possible, what we think. But we are also, of course, open for your feedback. So don't say directly it's that you don't like it or something. Just try it in the game and give us some nice feedback for it. And of course, we will change something there in the future as well if needed. So this doesn't have to be the final result there. If something is really bad and we find it out later, we will change something.
Yeah, right. So again, yeah, always open for feedback. Just approach us and tell us what you want to see changed, and we'll consider it and see what can be done about that. Just don't go, well, this is all shit, because, well, we can't really help with that. Okay. Do we have anything left here?
I think you can show some PvP if you want.
Sure, yeah.
Just for the people who just joined, there on the lower side next to the skill bar, you can see a code which you can put into the nosmall to get some items, which will also help you later for the specialists to level them up and so on.
Yeah, but don't put it into the chat, please. It's not helping you. You won't get anything by that.
We don't have a raffle today, sorry. We didn't have time to prepare it.
Okay, so I'd say, sure, I guess you can answer some questions and I'll go and do some PvP.
I'll just ask you some. Oh, they're putting it in the chat. Please don't, people, not in the chat, otherwise I cannot see anything.
Well, but let me actually start with a different class, because we have like an archer right here, so you're going to see the archer's perspective anyways. And I just showed the archer anyway, so yeah. You've seen enough of that.
People were asking about the auto attack range from the archer.
It should be 9 cells, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
We will check that later.
Okay.
So first you will see the swordsman, because I saw someone before who was like, oh, I'm too late for the swordsman. There it is.
Here, you can watch it again. Okay, this is the swordsman. She's kind of cute, not gonna lie. Okay, so I'll get right into it, and yeah, if you see any questions, feel free to answer them.
I will also watch your PvP. It's interesting, but I will also check the questions in the chat, of course. People asking if we will have some long range SP for swordsmen, maybe. I mean, not now as you can see, but let's see. I mean, there will also be SP10, 11, 12 at some point. So let's see what will be there in the future. Which materials need to upgrade to plus 15? So you need, as always, the angel feathers and the full moon crystals. And
that heal, holy shit.
You're doing a lot of damage there. I thought you wanted to show some fair PvP.
Okay, did I mess something up? Because we put a lot of effort into like balancing everything out, that we have like similar equipment and everything, but
I think you're just good. That's the thing. You're just encouraged.
I think I got really lucky by.
You're just encouraged by the stream now to do something really nice there, and then.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean Archer is bad.
Please give it a second chance. It's usually much closer than that.
So yeah, as we see, to upgrade the specialists, you need full moon crystals and angel feathers again, and you will drop some like 3 different materials in Act 7, like you were used to it, like the dragon skin, dragon blood, and the dragon something else, dragon heart. This is like 3 new materials you drop there and have to use to upgrade. Will the quest be difficult? I mean, of course, it's Act 7, so it's not like you're going through it like if you do level 90 SP3 or something. So you have to actually fit the level of Act 7 to be able to kill the monsters there. But then the quest is actually doable, because the quest will also lead you through Act 4, Act 5 and so on. It's not just Act 7. And if you're really looking, I mean, we know some people like the story, some don't, but we try to also put some effort there in the story, that it's really enjoyable to play it. Does the wolf gain damage with the nosmall rune?
The nosmall rune?
There should be a rune that your nosmate's dealing more damage on your weapon.
I don't think it does, because it's not coded as a nosmall, but like as a
exactly,
companion.
it's like an NPC from the time space is called, so it's probably not counting, but we can check that again, but yeah, probably not. Look how happy he is to kill him, yeah. That's right.
I'm actually a bit concerned right now because usually it's very close. Okay, let's try one more time. After that, we're switching to a different specialist.
Someone is asking if you can put your smile as an emote on Discord.
No, don't do that, please. Whoops, I accidentally clicked. I should probably remove the chocolate, sorry. If that's making a difference now.
The chocolate?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I ate a chocolate right there. Please. Ah.
Now it looks a bit more equal.
I'm still doing so much damage. I don't know where my damage is coming from. Let's be real here.
Maybe your fairy is too high.
I shouldn't deal... Oh.
That could be a reason, maybe.
But I shouldn't deal elemental damage at all, so...
I mean, try it.
Let's see if this makes a difference, because this could very well make a difference. If
I think so. I mean, all
like,
the skills have like elemental is increased by, so...
Okay, sorry, that was definitely my fault.
And everyone's like, oh yeah, swordsman, best PvP. And now you'll probably lose.
Yeah, now I'll probably lose.
So try to remember that smile, it will be gone soon. That makes some difference.
Maybe. I didn't know I'd do like that this much damage reduction. Okay, got it.
It doesn't matter if you have resistance, that's true, but if there are some, I mean, normally he probably has just 100% or something, I'm not sure how much Prism has. But if the specialist is reducing some and so on, it actually makes a difference. But you're still killing him quite well.
Okay, let's switch this. I'm genuinely confused. Like, this is my equipment, just to give you guys an idea. It's not like insanely overpowered. I mean, it's very strong, but it's still surprising me. Okay, let's
show the mage. Or what do you want to see, guys? What do you want to see? Which specialist in PvP? I mean, archer you already saw right now as the enemy. Mage. Kaku, mage. Martial artist.
Okay.
Mage versus martial artist, I also want to see.
Sure,
that.
we can actually show that. That's quite a...
Maybe
decent
Prison want to
matchup.
change to martial artist right now.
Yeah, Prison, maybe you want to switch to martial artist right now.
Something like that. He's gone, so he's probably doing that right now. Thank you. What's that helmet? That's from the... How's it called? The Wonderland? No, the Wizard of Nos.
Yeah. It's like the Tin Man. If you ever watched that.
Yes, I did. How will we get seals for the new raid? Ah, yeah, that's a good question. We didn't mention that before. The raid seal will be dropping on the pre-room map, so in the Spirit Forest, and also where the waterfall is in the Spirit Forest. On those two maps, you are able to drop the seals from the monsters. His smile is going away.
Please, I'm very focused here. This is actually a difficult matchup for Mage.
Give us another code, please. So we didn't prepare another code, sorry for that. I mean, probably in the future we will also show some trailer, maybe we will attach some code there.
He's cheating, hello? What's that helmet that you're using? He's like using... He's using an item that we didn't agree on.
No, he's just better than you. Run from the bear.
Should probably actually use my soul wall.
Don't you think Mage will be too strong in PvP with all the debuff scaling? As we said already, we will monitor it in the future also, like how the balancing of the specialists will look like actually in the end, because when we do it on a test server also with some team members, it's always different than you guys are doing it. So if it turns out to be too strong later, also with the level 5 debuffs and so on, then we will change stuff for sure.
Okay, that was pretty close.
That looked better, yeah.
Like, this is what usually our 1v1s look like. So I'm not quite sure what happened to... Maybe we never actually tried the swordsman versus archer matchup, I'm not sure. I think we tried like a lot of matchups, but maybe that's the one that we missed out on. And Could be that.
Maybe you
Swordsman
can
just
also
outruns
switch
me.
around later, that he's playing swordsman and you're playing archer. So
Oh,
let's see
no.
who's better.
Oh yeah, wait. Okay. So as you can see, I'm trying to apply my voodoo doll debuff early. The issue is that he has this one spell that can cleanse debuffs, so he can just remove my voodoo doll whenever he wants to. And I think he just...
Don't tell him, he's watching the stream.
He already knows how to play against me, so... Yeah. Now he removed all my debuffs, so I don't have anything on him right now, so I need to apply them again. I mean, I waited a bit before doing that, because I know he can do that. So now I've got at least 3 debuffs on him now, so let's actually do this. And it missed because he ran out, okay? Interesting. How... I don't know how he ran out of that, because it has a decent...
I noticed, like, cell bug, you know, where it looks like you're in there, but you're not actually. So.
That's unfortunate.
Trophy, what can all be in the boxes? So as we said, in the boxes, there will be mainly the new perfection zones. There will be older perfection zones also, but the new one has the highest chance. There will be some equipment from Act 7. There will be some materials you need for your runes and tattoos. And that's it, basically. I mean, we try to not put any not valuable item in there. I mean, there will also be some full moon crystals and angel feathers, but in a higher amount than usual, and the chance is also different. But other than that, there's not like an item you normally never need somewhere. So we try to make it quite fair, because the raid, of course, will take longer for sure, because you have those 2 pre-room maps. Oh, that was...
Quite close, yeah. Okay, which matchup did we have in the past? Oh yeah, actually, could you, Prism, please get your swordsman here? Because we know that that one's also decent. And then afterwards I can play some more archer, because we didn't show that as much.
Archer versus martial artist, they said. Archer versus something else. That's what we're doing right now. Oh no, what we did before. Martial artist versus swordsman. When will we launch the update on the live servers? What do you guys, when do you want to have it, guys? I mean, does it look good for you, or do you want to wait a month, or what do you think? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Not sure if we can do that.
I mean, that does sound a bit early.
We have spoiled it already. Okay, so it will be tomorrow. We're actually too late. Comas already put the announcement
God
post.
damn it.
So yeah, we will release the update tomorrow. So be prepared. We will start the maintenance earlier tomorrow to be able to release the update earlier.
Please. Okay, now he is in his... No, that's not his strongest buff. Okay, so I can still deck for a bit. Once he is in the strongest form, then I need to watch out. Wait, is it Waterfall Fury? Let me check. Oh no, it's not the strongest one. I only know the German name, so...
Well, you can also see it around the aura around him. Is basically, if you're used to it and playing it more often against swordsmen, for example, you can recognize it also there, because it's changing.
I'm not playing it enough, okay?
Yes. Seems like it. I mean, even I know that. Why is he not attacking?
Because he can't, because I'm invincible. I'm a ghost. Okay. And he dodged my attack again. Oh, come on. Yeah, as you can see, the swordsman has like a skill where he can evade attacks for 2 seconds, so he's using this really well against me.
Was playing the update quite a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, Prism was also one of the people helping us with the balancing a lot. So thanks again to you. Who else helped? Zeppo, I remember.
Yeah, Zeppo helped. And all of our other testers.
Of course, all the other testers also, but those 2 were actually in there the most.
Yeah. And also some other people helped me with like some of the story designs and so on. So
You know, we don't have credits for your show, so thanks to everyone who helped us with this update. And also thanks to you players already. If you have some feedback for us, just mention it. in the forums and so on. We will watch out after releasing the update, and we'll see if we need something there.
Well, now he's scared, okay. Just leaving me like that.
How to get a raid seal? I mean, yeah, I can just sum up some stuff as we did before. Like, we have 4 new specialists with 4 different elements there, basically. Those specialists you can gain with a... I like your hat, thank you. What about my t-shirt, by the way? No one said something. I had a special stream t-shirt this time, and no one said anything.
Well, I just need my smile to stand out, apparently. So
I see that. And also my bushy has a mask, and not appreciated at all.
Appreciated it.
Yeah, not at all. So yeah, those 4 specialists, you can obtain them by doing a quest row. This quest row does not need any other quest before. You don't have to do the whole main quest with all the time spaces and so on. You can just directly jump into it. Yeah, other than that, we have also a new raid in there, but the new raid is not needed to obtain the specialist card. It's just the quest and some time spaces, and then you have the specialist cards. You can repeat it whenever you want. It's like the old specialists, to obtain more, or to sell it to other players, or to gift it to friends, whatever.
Now I dodged it.
The new raid will be there mainly for the new perfection stones, but since it has 2 pre-room maps with levers and monsters to kill and so on, we also put other valuable items in there, so you need them for upgrading tattoos or runes. And yeah, I'm coming to the point how you get the seal for this raid, because I just mentioned the raid. The raid seal you can drop on the pre-map of the raid, which is the Spirit Forest, and also the following map, which is the Spirit Forest Waterfall something. So on those 2 maps, just killing normal monsters, you can drop the raid seal there. In the raid itself, you have the monsters of the other Act 7 raids. When you kill them, you also have a chance to drop those raid seals there. Summer event will also come at some point after specialist cards release, because we were so... Also, Antwil had so much to do with those specialists, so also thanks to Antwil if you're watching. That's why we actually postponed the summer event by a bit, to provide you the specialist cards earlier, and the summer event will then follow in the next 2 weeks or something, whenever it's possible. We also try to put some balancing changes in there for the older specialists, if the time allows it, depending on how much we have to change on the current update. But yeah. There's something else to sum up. There's also, the raid can be done 7 times a day. After that, you're basically blocked, like you know it from the Sp5 and 6 raid. And this raid is also bound to a daily quest, which you can do, which is also does not have any... I mean, for the daily quest, you actually have to do the specialist quest first. So you have to do the specialist quest, then you can do a daily quest, and this daily quest, you have to kill the raid boss 3 times or do the raid 3 times. And if you do that successfully, then you get 1 of the new perfection stones for sure. And additionally, with a 50-50% chance, 1 of the other, like either small or big one from the old specialist, the perfection stones.
Whew. This time I could play a bit better around his strongest attacks. So
will there be a daily quest to obtain raid seal? Actually, no, we didn't think about that, because you drop them mainly on the normal map. So we think there will be enough raid seals for you. That shouldn't be an issue. So people also leveling there on those maps and so on. So, but if there's a need in the future, of course, we will also put some other ways to get this raid seal.
I'll go martial archers now, I think. Or well, archers also opens, right? Oh yeah, archer against martial artist was requested, right?
I think so. What do you want to see now, guys? Archer? Send me your t-shirt.
Why exactly capped at 7? I think the basic idea was that's like you could have also put it to 5, but again, we just felt like we didn't want to limit you too much. We estimated that this is about the time that you, like, if you do 7 raids, then you probably take around 1 hour or slightly more. And obviously we don't, like, if you do the limit to, say, 20, then people will feel forced to do 20 raids in a day. And
yeah.
You already have so much else to do in the game with, like, all the other raids, that we didn't want to force you or make you feel forced to do the raid, like,
Yeah, that's
You
also the
always
thing. I
want
mean,
to
you
try.
can drop some materials in there and so on, which you also drop out of the other Act 7 raid, so people would either only do this one or not at all. So we try to limit it to 7 for now. Also there in the future, if there's a need to adapt that, that's possible for sure. But let's see first, like, how it goes. But 7 should be okay. With 7 and the daily quest, you should have some perfection stones quite fast there already. Because the chance is not too low in the boxes. We haven't put like 1% of the perfection stone or something.
Yeah, the chance for getting the new perfection stone is actually significantly increased. So,
No.
because we know like the new specialist will start out at like a much lower perfection at the start. So all other speeds are probably like already at perfection 100, and we want to give you some chance to catch up with the new specialist. So the rates are increased.
People are asking if the martial artist buffs are ego buffs, or if you can...
Yes, they are all self buffs.
So not abusable as a buff charm?
Yeah.
Not again.
Not again. Which might also give you some clue of what we may want to change sometime in the future, perhaps.
Can you change your infinity coins for the specialist gemstones? No, we did not put that in there. I mean, we also thought about putting the gemstones maybe somewhere else. As we said, we will look how it goes with the rate, with the limit of 7 per day. If we see that people need more gemstones and so on, then we will also put another way of getting them. But for now, we didn't want to put it directly into the existing stuff, like in the existing H7 rates or into the Sky Tower, because people would use the existing coins and so on and would already have perfection 100 at the first day or something. That's what we want to avoid. That's why we put it in the raid for now, so everyone has the same chance in the beginning, basically. So because the raid, you don't have to do anything for. I mean, you don't have to do any preconditions for it or fulfill any. So it's basically just doing the raid when you're in Act 7 already, and then you can get the gemstones. Could you show how the wolf reacts to nosmall commands? Yeah, the thing is, the wolf is something like between F3 and F4. It's F3.5 or something. It's not really usable. You can just the wolf either with control. You can control it. Just finish first, and then
Sorry,
you can press control and the left click on the wolf and then control it, or you just press F5. Then the whole group is following again. It's basically like a NPC in time space stones.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, bring it back.
Hello, here it is. So if I press F1, then it doesn't follow me. F2, F3 doesn't do anything. F4 doesn't. Oh, actually F4.
Oh, the we requested that as a change.
Yeah.
Thanks
Nice.
to thanks to one of the testers. I forgot his name. I mean, I know his old name, but not the new one. How's it called?
Oh,
Thanks to Yoshi, you know.
Oh,
who you
pretty
are.
good, yeah, pretty good. Right, so...
But what I mean when you press control and left click on the
Oh
wolf.
yeah, you can also
exactly.
control
That's
it
what I mean.
individually. You can even do emotes. We specifically requested that because
Also the rainbow smile.
this
do
is
it.
very, very important, of course. Just doing this to your enemies is, definitely...
Can you lure more mobs with this wolf? People are asking.
Yes, you can. You can lure up to 20 enemies with yourself, wolf, pet, and partner.
Mm-hmm. It also has a sitting animation. Sit down, sit down,
Oh
sit
yeah,
down.
sorry. Here.
Ah.
Oh. Yeah, you can see why we were so busy with this update.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do all these...
Sitting and dancing animations.
Yeah.
Or the wolf also, or the bear. I love the sitting animation. Just sitting there like Winnie
Yeah.
Pooh.
Very cute.
Winnie Pooh on fire.
Okay, then let's do one more round.
You
Also-
don't have full HP.
Oh,
You should heal yourself.
you can do that. Also, keep in mind, please, because the archer looks to be slightly weaker than the rest. Again, as I mentioned at the start, there's still like one addition to this. Like we actually requested that the crit chance is increased for this archer specialist, which is not in the game right now. So of course the archer is overall dealing a bit less damage than he's supposed to do. But we will add that soon.
Some people ask about Pyjama versus Archer because you look so weak that you maybe have a chance.
Okay, well, let's try it out.
Give us code. I mean, there's a code next to the skill bar down there. That's the only code we have for now. We might have some more in the future when we also release another trailer for the raid and so on. Let's see. And that won't be the last update this year for sure, and also not the last live stream this year. There will be more.
More?
As you have seen in the roadmap already, I mean, no one was asking, so I will just mention it for now. I mean, the roadmap is still full of stuff. There will be an exciting update at the end of this year, or it's planned there, and some other stuff in between. Do we need angel feathers? Yes, you need angel feathers and full moon crystals, and the new upgrade materials instead of souls or the dragon stuff. How fast the crow with season phase as a Discord emote. Yes. We will do that later. But we need 2 emotes there. One when he's winning and one when he's losing.
Also, to anyone saying that Archer is so weak, okay, please.
I mean, the wolf is so slow. Yeah, that might be true, but the wolf is always teleporting to you. If you're running somewhere, the wolf is always coming back to you. He loves you. Even if you're never feeding him or healing him or whatever, he's coming back to you. Wolf does 0 damage. That's not true. There is some damage from the wolf as well. As we said, it's stacking up with your main weapon and also with the armor.
And as you can see in PvE, it deals quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
In PvP, it might be a bit less because, well, you have a lot more defense than monsters in PvE, and you also have resistance. And most monsters have lower resistance than your wolf.
People are asking for the champion level 30 equipment. There won't be any change for that in this update, and yeah, we cannot say for sure if there will be a change in the future. I mean, we know about the problems there and how it should have went in the beginning, but let's see how we will handle that in the future. But for now, there is no change actually like really planned for this. Tell us about Act 8. I cannot tell anything there because we don't know anything about that. But there will be Act 8 at some point, probably. Can you see the male design? Oh yeah, people want to see the male archer. Actually, people noticed that the feet of the archer of the male version are like 4 times as big as the one from the female version.
Kicking me away while dash to him. That's rude.
That's the first time that I see something. We don't care about martial artists. Go mage versus archer, please. It's always been like you never care about martial artists. Now we show it so much, and that's also wrong again. Now martial artist has with this update one of the, I think, his strongest specialist cards. So that's also one big part of the balancing actually of this class because that's helping him a lot. We need more maps to level in. Also about that, I mean the level thing, we know about the issues there and have some ideas already, but nothing really like set in stone, so we will look into the XP, how to say, like
XP progression.
The XP progression, not really, but the XP, how it's like given to the people. Like for now you have like mostly 3 people leveling on a map, or maybe 1 person with his multi-account. But that's it. But for the future, we have some ideas already how we could handle that. But there's nothing set in stone yet. So let's see. Go archer versus mage.
We could show that, sure.
But you should be the male archer because they're asking for it.
Well, he has a male archer, so I guess he can log into his male archer and I go to mage again.
That's true.
I can also like zoom in with the camera on him if you want.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all want to see the male archer. Also, I would have really liked to see the female, or showcase the female.
Can you give us some teasers about the Cannoneer and Tide Lord updates? I mean, it's not that long anymore until we're planning to release it, so no teaser here yet, because also we don't have it written down or in our head for now, what all is in there. But, do you?
Probably remember some of it, yeah, sure.
Maybe you can spoil something. Feel free. I don't.
Actually, I mean, one thing I can talk about for sure. If you see the water bubble, then some of you will probably notice several issues with this. The first issue is that it disappears when it takes damage. That's something that we're planning to, or considering to remove, because none other mana shield has this kind of option to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that's interesting to us is this effect reduces the effectiveness of the enemy's attack strengthening buffs. This effect currently only affects flat all attack increases, so mainly wolf buff. That's about it. And we think it would be a nice idea if it would also this and the fire cannoneer has the same effect actually, and we're considering of changing this effect so that it would affect more damage increasing buffs. So that this buff and the fire cannoneer buff is actively countering full buffed enemies. Let's put it like that. But of course that will also have this will make the Tide Lord especially stronger, so we will have to consider if we can counterbalance that in some way. And for the fire cannoneer especially, we have some I wouldn't say large changes, but some medium changes planned, because he also has some skills that don't make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to look into what we can improve there to make him more viable, because at the moment fire cannoneer isn't as popular as it used to be, so we want to change that.
I just saw one interesting question there. People were asking if we actually balance stuff there, or if we just get stuff from Antwell and that's it, and we're just testing it. I mean, as we said already, we are both now game designers for Nostr. We were before both QAs for Nostr. We're testing the updates. Now we're actually game designers, so we are collaborating together with Antwell and checking new updates, and will provide some feedback to Antwell, and Antwell is considering as they want to change it or not, and then yeah.
Yeah, so basically we're suggesting changes to them, and just generally giving them your feedback and everything.
So basically for the new update, for example, the raid was mainly my idea, and the balancing and the quest row, for example, was also mainly his idea. So, or not idea, but the most feedback came from us in these ways. How to obtain the seal for the new raid. The new raid seal you can drop on the pre-map of the raid, so in the Spirit Forest in Act 7 and Spirit Forest Waterfall map, the next one. So yeah, you just define QA, not a designer. Of course, when we're just giving feedback and so on, but we're actually designing the stuff also. We're also designing new updates for the game, but still, Antwell is the developer. We give some feedback or some ideas there, and Antwell has to decide if they want it or not. So, why does the other guy always laugh? I mean, because he's winning in PvP. That makes him really happy.
PvP is super fun in this game. I'm so sorry.
Only created 7 channels is not enough. 7 channels. We tried once to upgrade it to 9 channels or something, but actually what Antwell suggests us, or not just suggest, they said more than 7 channels is already critical. And considering that Act 4 is already also a channel, means we already have more than 7, so we have 8 in total. And with 9 the channels are just crashing, so we don't want to do that again. And also just more channels don't help that much. I mean, most of people want it for level spots and so on, but in Act 7 it's then mainly, 6 more maps or something, which is on 2 more channels, 12 more people leveling there. That's not helping at all. So we have other ideas for level areas, which we might bring in there in the future. So
yeah, so it's unfortunately not as easy as just adding more channels to it or something like that. So, but we're still actively looking into how we can make this a bit easier for people.
Mage is only good for PvP or PvE too. As we said before already, I mean, PvP is really strong because of debuffs and so on, but PvE is also really strong. So you can also use it there, because it has a lot of AoEs, which Daniel loved a lot.
Okay, I'm not hitting my skills that I want to hit. That's unfortunate. Okay, but
Instant combat for sea level coming soon, please. That's also not so easy, because the problem is if we add another stage for sea level in the instant combat, that would mean that the current level 90 stage is, I mean, I don't want to say empty, but many players are missing there, and then it's already hard to balance that again. And also we would have to add probably more items and so on. And I mean, the instant combat is already giving a lot of stuff to you for just fighting some monsters there. Adding more stuff might be hard. I mean, if we just add this level and make it so hard that half of the people don't reach it, then you would probably complain because we just take the items from you. If we put more items in there and it's too easy, that's also not so good because you just get for the same stuff just more items. And the level 90 people, which then cannot do the instant combat anymore, they would not get the items anymore, so they would complain. So, I mean, we know instant combat, we are also looking into that in general, like how we could do stuff there and so on, but there's also nothing planned yet so far.
Also, the one person saying like, why is Archer so low? Because it's missing one of his decent buffs right now. Sorry. He will get that soon. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we already have a list of known issues. I don't know if the community managers put that into the update or into the announcement or not, but we are aware of some of the smaller issues which are still there. They will be fixed in the future. In the near future. Doesn't mean it's end of the year or something. It's actually in the next update then.
Regarding the question about Antwell and like if we get updates sooner or later than other regions, right now there's like our region and the Hong Kong region which receives updates, and I think we usually release slightly earlier than them.
Yeah, I think Hong Kong is releasing this update next week, like Tuesday or something. And normally also the bigger updates, because we are more collaborating with Antwell about the changes and so on. That's why we normally also get the update a bit earlier to already talk about the changes and so on. And Hong Kong is then basically also just testing it and giving some feedback, but not as much as we do. I think so. I mean, we don't see how the communication between Hong Kong and Antwell, so I don't want to say something wrong there. But usually the bigger updates we get a bit earlier. Will there be the family daily quest? Exactly. There will also be a new family quest where you can do the raid. So do the raid 5 times a day.
Yeah, I think I can actually show it.
Actually, you get 8,500. What was it? Yeah.
Yeah, 8,500 family XP for that.
So we didn't forget about that, and we also didn't forget about the other Act 6 raid which are there. So we at some point we will also add them, but for this update we just didn't have the time to edit it as well.
Sorry, but we will consider it for a future update.
Yeah, new SPs will be tomorrow, exactly. We will release it tomorrow, so you will be able to play it tomorrow also. Do you have PvP?
Yeah, I think I'd like to. I mean, I didn't see it in the chat, but I'd actually like to try out martial artist versus swordsman again, because I think it's like when we tried it earlier, it was against archer, I think, and swordsman seemed very powerful, which I was also surprised by.
Will the XP from the quests Act 5 increased anytime soon? Also, that is on our list. I mean, the list we have is actually
really
long. And we have to prioritize it. So, for example, the new update like this has higher priority, but also the Act 5 experience and so on is on our list, yes.
Let me just remove the chocolate before I accidentally click on it again.
Change gender, they're always asking.
Oh, to the male one? I mean, I could, but I'd have to unequip everything.
I mean, maybe it's the same person who always asking change the gender and doesn't. I don't know, but sure. I saw it quite often already. Male swordy, please. Yeah, I think they want it.
Okay, sure. Let's do male swordsman. Just give me a moment.
Just rate this. Those quests can be obtained by those specialists can be obtained by quests only, not by raids. The raid is there for the new upgrade materials, and I mean, yeah, mostly the perfection stone, because the upgrade materials you also get in Act 7, but also in the raid at the end when the boss dies, you get like 5 of them, and people can just pick it up there. So not out of the raid chest. Will the damage of all SPs still be revised? Yes, of course. I mean, as we said, for those we will like look like really closely in the next days and so on for your feedback, and also in the game how it evolves. But also for older specialist cards, we will also have a look on those, of course. We already have a big plan there whenever we want to, I mean, not when, but a list of what we want to change in the future on the other specialists.
Yes, so they're definitely not forgotten.
Yeah. can we see weapon plus annoying glow? I mean, that's nothing new. It's just green, but I think it would look awesome on the orc to have a green glowing weapon actually.
I can show it in a moment, sure.
When balance patch? We are trying to put one of the next balance patches, if possible, into the summer event update, which will be there in the next 2 weeks or something. Classic nosmall. We also thought about that, but it's not so easy. I mean, what you are actually imagining in classic nos is like to having really the old maps and so on, and just kept everything there, like just the max level and so on. But it won't be so fun as it was before, and we cannot just simply change the nosmall back to then and so on. So it won't be the same as back then. You won again.
Yeah, I feel like Swordsman is pretty decent, right?
How long will be the stream? I think we will end soon the stream. We can.
Yeah. I mean.
Is there something else you want to see, guys? Actually, I mean, we showed. I mean, the quest showing is not really that fun for you. You will see the quest later on your own. As we said, it will lead you through Act 4, Act 5, Act 7 also, and so on. Also Act 6. Act 6? No, not Act 6.
Everything but Act 6.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Act 6, sorry.
Exactly. Only one SP per account. Now, this is a quest. You can repeat this quest as often as you want. It's the same with SP3 and 4 and so on, like this quest rows, where you have to kill monsters, drop items from monsters, do time spaces, and so on. And this you can also do here. You can, once it's done, you can always abort the quest when you want, or you can just repeat it once it's done. Coming new server in the future. I knew this question would come. I mean, we are monitoring the situation on the servers and so on, and we cannot say for now if there will be a new server or not, but if the situation allows it, there will be probably a new server, but not like a normal one. We will then put some effort in there to make it different, but we cannot say yet if and how and so on. So let's see what the future brings. When testing servers? Testing servers, this project was put on ice for now because after thinking how we could actually do that, we realized that, I mean, that's hard for us to obtain feedback from you on this test server, because we cannot just simply go through all the damage data and so on, and even if we would do, it would be different from live in the test server, because you people would probably not try to make your own character, you would try other stuff out, and also there won't be so many people which are doing PvP there and so on. So we cannot really have like data which we're checking and so on. And to gather feedback, we are just like set to our own that we want to just do more, looking more into the forums, gather your feedback, and basically based on that we will bring something in the future. Or update something, like balancing and so on. There might be something, I mean, I don't know if at some point Act 8 is there, maybe there might be some kind of test or whatever where you can help us with raids and so on, but other than that, I don't see that coming for now. Then we really try to, like, what you do now basically with the balancing, instead of bringing one big balance update which is changing everything, we're just trying it like specialist by specialist, gathering the feedback and seeing it and so on, and then that's probably helping you and us more than doing this test server, which is so much overkill. Daniel is having so much fun fighting. Because he's winning.
It's not just about winning, it's just that the new specialists are it's really fun to play something new, you know? Okay, I'll admit winning is also fun. I'll just blame Prism, he created this equipment.
When new orc fairies, that's an interesting idea. We need orc fairies.
Orc fairies? With
small
15%
orcs,
more damage towards
small orcs which are flying around over your head. I like this idea.
Bonus damage against Sp9.
Or maybe it's not even a fairy. I mean, so far, Nostale has this kind of, fairies always over your head. But what if actually a small orc, like those small zombies in Minecraft, is following you? Just walking around you.
That would be creepy, it would be stalking you, right?
I would love that. Let's see, maybe in the future. We have something else on our list now.
More stuff, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, any more questions from the chat, or?
I try to read all of them, but Yeah. Why is there no earth and wind element? Because that's not really an element. I mean, yeah, in animes and so on, but that's not a real element. And actually, guys, no, we don't want to balance new element into the game. That's
It's already terrible balancing
Yes.
4 elements, so. And we would need new specialist cards for these elements and so on, new resistances for these elements. I don't think it's going to happen.
What about Act 5 rates rework? I mean, we also thought about that at some point in the past if we want to have some free rooms and so on and on other rates. But we will probably put the effort in the new stuff and make this as great as possible. Because the old stuff is, I mean, it's kind of the rates there are working basically, and changing them now would make some people upset. So,
But
yeah.
see, I lost just now, and I still smiled, okay? You guys can say against that.
What can you find in the raid box? Yeah, as I said, there will be like up the new perfection stones for the new specialists with a quite high chance. There will be with a lower chance older perfection stones, the big ones and the small ones. There will be angel feathers and full moon crystals, but with a higher amount than usual, and also upgrade materials for tattoos and runes, and yeah, and some equipment also. When Sp10? Sp10 is actually, I mean, that will come also. We heard some already about it, but we don't know when it will come. Probably not this year. Is mage good for PvE? Yes, mage is also good for PvE because you have a lot of AoE skills, so you can deal damage to a lot of monsters at the same time. Oh, that's an interesting question. No, the boxes from the new raid are not tradable because we want to avoid that people somehow find a way to use the raid with too many multi-accounts, having 15 boxes at a time, then and just changing them to the main account. So the raid box is not tradable here. You should make 2 versions of raids, easy mode and normal mode, or normal mode and hard mode. We also thought about that. Like really, our list is really super long, and we also read your feedback already in the forums and so on, and we really want to put a lot of stuff and so on into the future now still, which also you want to have there. But it takes a lot of time because we cannot just simply like snip the fingers and it's in the game. We need development from Antwerp, and it also has to fit into the new normal updates. I mean, there will be Act 8 for sure at some point, and Act 8 will need some time as it was for Act 7. So that doesn't mean we cannot just say like, hey, we want this now, because then there will be no Act 8. See, martial artist is strong.
Yeah, martial artist is strong.
The Princess Bear is strong.
Poor swordsman, too weak. Need a buff. Okay, then.
I think we're done for today. I mean, it's like 2 hours almost now. We have 6 minutes left to be 2 hours here. That's longer than we actually expected.
I mean, I kind of expected it, but yeah. See?
Some other questions. What is the Jaguar form good for? That's basically like a mount, a faster mount. You can just transform into it, run really fast, and then untransform it or transform into the bear.
Yeah, I mean, you save yourself the animation time from like transforming into it, and also untransforming is also immediately, so it's really good for catching up to enemies if you have like the situation that an enemy is really running away from you.
Maybe you can change show in the last 5 minutes some other genders of the other classes.
Sure, yeah, actually, I mean...
The martial artist is the female one they're asking now for it.
Yeah.
And female mage also.
I mean, Prism can surely display...
The female martial artist.
Yeah, the female martial artist.
Go Prism.
Prism.
Wink, wink.
And I can go and showcase
mage,
the mage, yeah.
Oh, so you can also see we changed the background of Nostia basically there. There's like the new classes there.
I can show it some more because you guys barely get to look at it. Okay, it's really pretty. I like it a lot.
But I mean, for me in the beginning, I was really like shocked of it because it was just there at some point. I was like, what? Okay, yeah, it's a new upgrade. It's a new background.
Yeah, but I really like it.
I like it as well.
It's really fitting.
Mage, yeah.
Mage, yeah.
How long take the quest line for SP? That's hard to say. I mean, the fastest. I mean, probably you can do it in 1 day.
I think it's doable in 1 day, definitely. One thing you should all keep in mind, please. I know it's hard for some people to remember, but this is a group game. So if you do the new quest line in a group, you will be much faster at it. So just keep that in
killing
mind.
monsters, dropping items.
Yeah, like if you kill monsters, they are all shared between your group. If you collect items, they're all shared between your group.
Mhm.
Just keep that in mind when you play this update, please.
Just remember Sp3 and 4, which you were also doing with your friends back then in classic nosmall. So it's the same here again.
Oh god, my inventory is so full of stuff.
There's a command to empty it.
Yes, but I also need that stuff. Wait,
Just saying.
where's the sort feature? Why is it invisible?
Because it wasn't updated properly. Because there's a really old client which you had there. But it's there. Just
Yeah.
some players had this issue as well. They had to update their client or repair it, and it was.
Oh
back
yeah,
again.
true. Okay, then let's do that.
Oh, why is he invisible? Part of? No, it was the legs are just so too thin. Can we get the new SP from the raids? No, the new raid is, as I said, I mean, you don't need a quest or something for it. You can just do the raid, but you won't get the new specialist out of it. You have to do the new quest line, but the new quest line is not bound to any other quest before. The female does look like the male version. I just realized,
No.
kind of.
I really like her. She's also cute. Okay.
I didn't say she's not cute. I mean, maybe he's also cute, but there's not much a difference.
Also here the kneel down, please. Thank you.
2 gloves at a time. Wow.
See?
Can you remove the cooking bar? No. People like to cook, some people, so...
Yeah. So they're also very cute. For those 2 persons out there who want to cosplay this, please feel free and send me all those pictures.
Can we do time space for Sp9 also in the group? No, those time spaces have to be alone, have to be done alone, but they are not super hard. So if you can actually level in Act 7, you will also be able to finish those time spaces on your own.
Yeah.
But go in there also prepared, like with some buffs and so on, and some tarot cards and so on. Dances, please. Yeah, that could also work. There's a command for that.
Do you know it?
Dance with the thing before, you know. No. Yeah. That should be. Or 1. Or 2. Oh, and he spoiled it.
No. Okay. But yeah, those are the dances.
Ooh, fancy.
The solo should also have a dance where you should
She's
actually-
drunk, yeah, looks like she's drunk actually. I looked the same last Friday.
Yeah.
I was walking home like that.
Okay, then Art should dance and
Yeah, then we're done, I think, because it's 1 minute before 8.
yeah. Need to go to bed soon.
Yes, and eat something. We didn't have.
Oh yeah, we need to order pizza.
Yeah, once again, you can. There's a code next to the buff bar, which to the skill bar, which you can obtain in nosmall.
Here, this one.
It's so cute. It looks like the wolf. Do you know there are some videos in the internet when you put some stickers on the sticky notes on the paws of your cats? They're also walking like this because they're super confused. That looks like this. They're trying to get them off, and then I have 2 cats, so I know how it looks like. Not that I did it, but
Okay. Yeah, that's
it for today.
that's
then.
it.
Yeah. I mean, questions. We try to answer all of them. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I mean, we can sum it up once more. 4 specialists, 4 different elements for each class. 4 specialists, for 1 for each class, and 4 different elements there. You can obtain those out of a quest. The quest doesn't have any precondition. It's just in Act 7, so you need Awakening level 10 to go there. In the quest, there are 3 time spaces. Those also don't have a precondition. You can just do them. Then there will be also a daily quest where you have to do the new raid, which can be done in total. I mean, the raid can be done 7 times a day. And for the quest, you have to do it 3 times to get the new perfection stones for sure, one of them, and also one of the older ones.
Yeah, and the new raid consists of 3 raid maps, so like 2 pre-boss rooms and 1 boss room, with a lot of levels, monsters, everything. And yeah, definitely give us all of your feedback regarding those, and we hope that maybe we can do something like that and like such a collaboration with Endwell in the future again.
Exactly. Use the code, not another Paimon, in the shop, and you get some items which will help you to test the update tomorrow, because tomorrow is the release for it. We will have a maintenance in the morning at 7 something, I think. Pure
7 a.m.
Pure people who have to be there. I will sleep at this time. So, yeah. Thanks everyone for joining the stream, and hopefully we will see you again in another stream in the future, and also in the game tomorrow, of course, to test the update.
Yep, thank you.
Bye bye.